want to tell you a story about a friend of mine who ended up with a shell fragment in his eye on Halloween. So stick.
We're Double Trouble Senior Edition.
Hello, everybody. I see you found us here on the Double Trouble Senior Edition. We're Dave and Don Porter. We're 73-year-old identical twins who were looking for something to do, so we started this podcast for the entertainment of us mostly, and we hope you're entertained also. So make sure you subscribe and like every one of these things because it helps us out a lot. Well, I'll stay tuned because
we're still learning this process. This is our third video. No, at least we have our fourth video because you did an update on my very acute appendix problem. It's with acute appendicitis.
Yeah.
So we can talk about that,
Okay.
or we don't have to talk about that. That's just one thing. But
I want to tell you a story about a friend of mine who ended up with a shell fragment in his eye on Halloween. Stick around.
By the way, he was also a twin.
That's a fact. He was a twin.
Yep. Okay. What next?
But back in the day, it was a tradition on Halloween to throw eggs at the police officers and the firemen and any other city official that we could hit with one. And I was walking up the street on Adams towards downtown one evening when I Halloween evening, a cherry picker truck drove by and they were helping the police. And I threw a perfect spiral and hit the rearview mirror of that cherry picker truck. Well, all of a sudden, I was surrounded by police officers. So I took off in a dead run in behind this house. And unfortunately, it had been raining a lot and it was very muddy. So I slipped and slid all the way across the yard. And this police officer, I won't name his name, but he said, "Lay still there or I'm going to have to shoot you." And I said, "I don't think you're going to shoot me for throwing an egg." So anyway, he got me in the car and took me down to the police station where they had the city
Night court,
city kangaroo court they had down there. And I was there with another fella, and the fine was $15. I didn't have any money. So I called my uncle to see if he would come down and loan me $15.
Why did you call your uncle?
And I didn't want to call my dad, so I called my uncle.
Why would you call your dad?
I don't remember.
Well, he wouldn't come and get you, I'm sure.
Well, that's probably true. He probably wouldn't. But anyway, my uncle, at the time, the prosecuting attorney for Laclede County was visiting him at home, and he was getting ready to come pick me up, and he said, "Oh, Porter, I can't go down there. I might have to prosecute him tomorrow." So my uncle and his 7-year-old son came down to get me, loaned me $15. And the young man that I was standing in court there when the police judge asked if we had how we pled, I said, "Not guilty." But what I didn't mention is that I was wearing an army coat, an army jacket that had about 6 or 8 pockets on it, and all of them had eggs in it, and they were dripping all over the place, all over the floor. And the judge asked me, "How do you plead?" And I said, "Not guilty." And he looked me up and down. He said, "Guilty. Fine is $15." Fortunately, my uncle had the money, or brought $15 with him anyway. And the guy that was next to me in front of the judge there, I won't give his name, but he had a glass eye. And he had a piece of eggshell stuck to his eye. And
Glass
my
eye.
young cousin was left eye,
Glass
glass eye, whichever side it was, I don't remember. But my young cousin, still to this day, thinks that is the coolest thing he had ever seen.
That's
Was
right.
that fellow with his eggshell stuck to his eye?
He's 63 or 4 years old, 62 years old, maybe. I don't know. He still talks about it. So we made a very
Well, it
positive
was an
impression
exciting
on him.
time.
Oh, yes, it was
It
for
was an
him
exciting
anyway.
time.
Yeah. Another little
And
thing
and
about
that's
the Halloween, about that same night, I'm sure, in our small town here, we had a volunteer fire department, and the fire chief owned a gas station here in town, and they got paid $25 for every call they went on and had a fire. So he gave all the teenagers that wanted some tires, he'd give them all these old tires he had behind his station, and they could go around town setting fires, and they would get called in to put them out, and they got $25 a call. Now, mind you, no, David nor I
no, we did not
participated in the
participate.
fire arson of the tires around town. We were just eyewitnesses.
We were too lazy to carry a bunch of tires all over
That's
town
right.
since we were walking.
Yeah. So these other people set fires around town, usually in an intersection of a big intersection in the town. And they'd set some tires on fire, and then somebody would call the fire department. They'd come and put it out, and then we'd go around. Somebody else would go around and start another fire here and there. Well, as the night went along, people got tired of starting fires. So a friend of mine that I was with, he was in my car, and we had, I'd say 2 cases of eggs in my trunk. And we pulled into this parking lot behind a bank. And on the other side of the parking lot was a Masonic lodge. And the cops pulled into the parking lot with us. And we both got out of the car and got into a ditch to hide. And we weren't that scared. We were just hiding because we didn't want to have to go to court that night and pay $15, I guess. Anyway, my buddy got up and took off running around the Masonic temple in the car. The cops were chasing him around the building in the car. He'd run around the building, they'd get in their car, and they'd run around the building with him, except they were in the car. About the 3rd lap around that building, I decided to get in my car and just drive off. So while they were around the back of the building, I got in my car and drove off and pulled across the street, which was where the volunteer fire station was at. And I thought I would be safe when I got there. When I pulled into that parking lot and parked my car, about 6 firemen pelted my car with eggs. They thought it was pretty funny. I really didn't think it was that funny. I thought we were a team. But
It was a truce.
They betrayed me. Although I didn't
Just
get a
goes
ticket
to show
that
you,
night.
people are just no good.
That's right. That's right. That's right. You can't trust anybody. You can't even trust a fireman.
That's
When it
right.
comes
You
to
can't trust a
backing you up.
fireman. Who can you trust?
That's right.
I wouldn't even call them for a fire.
I guess
They might not show up.
I guess if I'd have put some tires out there and set it on fire before they started throwing the eggs, I'd have been all right.
Yeah.
They put the fire out,
That was
charged them
your mistake.
$25. That's my mistake. My problem.
That's your mistake.
Live and learn. That's always what I say all the time. So
Well,
anyway, that's my
that pretty much
my story.
covers our Halloween of whatever year that was.
It would have been 1968 or 9,
71,
somewhere in that area.
1989.
69.
I don't know. Long
About
time
17
ago.
years old, something like that.
Yeah.
We were
Well, I think
angels.
it's about time for. I think it's about time for Nitwits in the News.
That's right, Dave. I have a breaking news break right here. Police confirm that the man who tragically fell from the roof of an 18th floor nightclub was not a bouncer.
I would
More
like to know,
details to come.
were there any eyewitnesses? Were there any eyewitnesses?
I don't know. I don't know that they saw the bouncer hit the ground or not. I don't know. He wasn't a
I think he
bouncer,
might have
so
bounced.
well, he wasn't a bouncer. That's
He
what they
might have.
said.
Could have been a bounce. Nobody knows. Wasn't anybody
Yeah.
down there. They didn't
I
call
know.
ahead.
I knew a guy in the Marine Corps that was a corpsman I went to school, field med school with, that propelled out of a helicopter, and he went out too soon, and he ran out of rope about 60, 80 feet off the ground, and I saw it happen, and he definitely was a bouncer.
Yeah, that's not very cool. Talk about that.
Well,
It's a training accident.
training accident, it happened.
It happened.
Just an eyewitness. I was triggered pretty heavily by that, though, I will say.
I would think so.
Yeah. Okay, well, I'm done with that.
We don't really have a motivational thing this week. We do want to welcome Don back since he had his appendix blow up on him the other night. And I've been down that road myself one time, just once, all it took. And it wasn't a pleasant experience by any stretch of the imagination.
No, it wasn't.
And
But I will
matter of
tell
fact,
you
it's
that
still-
my dog turned out to be a great guardian. When the ambulance, paramedics got there with an ambulance, they were hooking up leads to my arms and legs and my chest and all that, EKG. And my little dog Maggie was sitting under the table watching him do that. And when he reached over and grabbed my right ankle to put a lead on there, my dog attacked him. She didn't really get to him yet, but she had a very serious bark, and she went for him, but she stopped right before she took a nip out of his arm, because basically I think it was because my ankle was between him and the hand. But I believe I'm going to call it discretion is a better part of valor on that deal.
Okay. Sounds good. I've got a picture of my dog, Ruby. You remember her name? Ruby, she was on patrol the other night, and she was standing ready. And so I got a picture of her while she was standing there. Well, I wouldn't say was standing there. You'll see. I'll show you. And I think that's about it for today. You got a good dog joke, or do you have a dad joke for us?
No. My only thing I had to say today was the news break. I haven't looked up a dad joke today.
All right, I got
I'm
one.
sorry.
That's not too
I'm sorry.
funny.
Don't blast us on YouTube, or don't, just be nice to us. We're old men,
Right.
and we're learning this as we go, and I hope you can understand that.
Well,
I do have some information about our next video.
Sort of a. Okay,
I had
go ahead and
the,
tell you, then I'll tell you my dad information.
Okay. Last Wednesday, I had the great pleasure to go on an honor flight to Washington, D.C. It was called Honor Flight of the Ozarks. And we left Springfield, Missouri at about 5 o'clock in the morning, and flew to Washington, D.C. and was there all day till about 6 o'clock at night. We flew back to Springfield. And I've got a lot of pictures and videos to show. I won't try not to wear you out with them, but it was quite an honor to go. And it's one of those bucket list things. So I'll show a couple of short videos next week and show some pictures. We're going to do that on Veterans Day. I think it's only right to do it on that day.
I was denied the opportunity to go on an honor flight.
Well, we only live 50 miles.
For me to go to Washington is like driving to Springfield from Lebanon.
Yeah.
Except there's about 10,000 more cars going that way.
All at once.
But I've been on those tours myself many times up there, and it's really cool. If you get a chance, you need to go and see that stuff up there. It's really cool.
If you're a veteran of anything from Vietnam or Korea to, I don't think there's hardly any left from World War II, but I had it on there for several people from Korea. if you can, if you were a vet for there in Vietnam and Korea, Gulf War, Grenada, Panama, any of those things that you went on, you're eligible to go on an honor flight. So look in your area, do a search on the internet for honor flights in your area. We have one here in Missouri, in Springfield, the honor flight of the Ozarks, and they are very, very, very active. They do such a great job of putting us up into the flight and everything. And they took really good care of me, especially because I'm on oxygen, and they went over and above, keeping me safe up there in the sky. Once you go up above 8,000 feet or so, they pressurize the cabin, and I'm telling you, it's a lot harder to breathe up there when they start doing that kind of stuff. So they had to hook up 2 different concentrators to me to get my oxygen level up where it should be. But they did a great job of doing it. So kudos to them.
I thought you were going to say they lowered the window and just stuck your head out.
Well, no, they didn't. That's all I can say. I think they would have caused a little more confusion.
Well,
I was sitting right next to the window.
Joke,
okay, go
you're
ahead.
not going to let me tell this dad joke, are you?
Go ahead and tell it. Just tell it right now.
It says you don't need a parachute to go skydiving, but you do need one to go skydiving twice.
Yeah, you want to tell that again?
You don't need a parachute to go skydiving, but you do need a parachute to go skydiving twice.
That is correct.
We certainly appreciate everybody being with us today here on the Double Trouble Seniors Edition. Make sure you get down there and subscribe. Send a copy to all your friends. Share it with them on Facebook or Instagram or whatever on YouTube. And make sure everybody subscribes and likes, because we really need those.
Yeah, we need some comments too, because we will answer everyone that comes in. So anyway,
Make
thanks
a
a lot. Treat yourself better today, and God bless you.
See ya.
See ya. Wouldn't want to be you. Oh, shouldn't have said that, probably.
Now, why did we do this?
We're supposed to tell everybody who we are every time.
We're old guys.
Do you remember?
Looking for something to do.
Do you remember your name?
Yeah, I know my name. Not real sure about yours, but I know mine.
Well, I know my name too.
Okay.
It's David and David.
That's right. That is correct.
Okay, that's good enough for a start. Now we can. You want to go ahead and tell your story now?
I guess I should tell the story.
Yeah.
Back in the day. Yeah.